name's Nicole and I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you today. As you can tell by the title, it's going to be about the military, more specifically the enlistment process, MEPS, as well as boot camp. I'm currently serving in the United States Coast Guard and I am a reservist, but I did go through the same 8-week boot camp as well as enlistment process that any active member would. I wanted to make these videos because when I was trying to enlist, I knew it was very hard to find information related to the Coast Guard, and especially from a female perspective. And I think that information is crucial for some people to make their decision on whether or not they want to join, because it is a life-changing decision. And if I can help anybody by answering their questions or talking about different things you'll have to go through, then that is beneficial. And I want to help anyone who is going through the process or thinking about the process, any stage. So please bear with me, it is my first YouTube video. But today we are going to talk about a general outline of what you'll expect in each week of boot camp. And if you want me to go in more depth about anything that I mentioned, or you have a question, please let me know down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. So first off, we start with week 1. You spend the night at a hotel on Monday night, and Tuesday morning you will go to MEPS and you will have your final medical examination as well as swear-in, and then you will go to the airport to fly to whatever destination your boot camp is at. So for the Coast Guard, boot camp is in Cape May, New Jersey. You fly into the Philadelphia airport and then it's a 2-hour bus ride to Cape May. Once you get there, you'll have to wait for a couple of hours because you are waiting for everybody to arrive, and there'll be 2 buses and females usually go on the second bus. When you get to Cape May, when you get to the base, it's just like you would expect with all the yelling and the screaming to get off the bus, but I promise you it's really not that bad. You'll be nervous, but so will everybody else, and they really just want to get you in, get you processed. There's a lot of paperwork that night, and then the next following days you'll be in medical, getting shots and getting all of that done as well. So Friday you will take your first PT, your fitness test, and while you don't have to meet the final Coast Guard fitness standards, you do have to show that you are in good physical health so you won't get injured in training, and that is to be able to form with your company. Now, if you don't form with your company, you have to stay until the next company comes to take your fitness test again, and that can be 2 weeks, and you don't want to be there for any longer than you have to, so try your best to get into your forming group. And then you'll meet your company commanders, your permanent ones, that Friday afternoon, and they will be with you for the next 8 weeks. So you won't really meet them because they're yelling at you and screaming at you, and you are just doing your best to listen. That weekend is mostly IT, incentive training card, and remedials, so you learn how to do all that. It's really just getting acclimated to the new stressful environment, and nobody really knows what they're doing, and you will be punished for it. So starting that Monday, you'll go to class. So Coast Guard boot camp is very heavy in academics and learning. It's a classroom environment, but that doesn't mean that you get a break. Just letting you know now. It's a lot of information to retain. So you start your classes, and then starting week 2, it's called forming. So like forming, norming, storming, and performing. That's kind of how they outline their weeks. Week 2, you are, like I said, starting your classes, and everybody's doing everything wrong. That'll go into like week 3, where you start standing watch, and ramp and probation are starting to be given out. So you do not want to go to ramp or get probation, as they have potential to revert you, and then you have to stay longer. You get put back in your weeks of training. For the standing watch, I just recommend that you do what you're told and don't mess it up, because that is also a potential to be reverted. They take it very seriously because out in the fleet you have to stand watch, and you can't be late to watch, you can't be falling asleep, kind of thing. That will go until week 6. You will be standing watch and you will lose sleep. So Week 4 is when you will take your midterm, and it is open book, I believe. So you have to pass that and able to stay with your company and not go back in training, as well as you're kind of just getting you're kind of getting ready for SAR week. So search and rescue week is week 5, and that is the hardest week, they say, because it is when the most people get reverted. You're really expected to know what you're doing by now, so they take it much more serious if you mess up. Week 5 is when you start wearing your boots all day long, because before that you would only wear it to seamanship classes. They want your feet to get acclimated to wearing the boots. But week 5 is a new incentive training card, so it's like harder physical activity, as well as shorter time objectives sort of thing. You really have to be paying attention. They'll have inspections during then, and that's when the most people get reverted, and they can check your racks and they check your uniforms. I can go more into detail about that in another video. So if you make it past week 5, then you're in week 6, and kind of like the home stretch if you think about it. You definitely want to stay proactive. Don't try not to mess up. Still keep your military bearing. That's a big one. So week 6, you will take your final PT test, and you do have to meet every single requirement of the fitness test for the final. And if you do not, then you will be reverted no matter what. If your company commander wants you to stay or not, if like you are an amazing recruit, if you don't pass, you will get reverted. And then that's also that Saturdays when you have on-base liberty, and that is not, you have to earn it. And then going into week 7 is really finishing up your classes. You have your final, which is part open book, I think, and then you also have your off-base liberty, which is really fun, and again, I can talk about it in another video. But you're really just getting ready for graduation, because graduation is going to be that next Friday. And then, like I said, graduation week is a lot of downtime, and the company commanders kind of ease up a little because they want you to start adjusting as a non-rate, which is how you're going to be out in the fleet. So it's really just you still keep your military bearing. That's a big important thing, because I've seen people get reverted in week 8, so don't think it won't happen to you. And then there's graduation on Friday, and I think you can leave the base around, it ends around 12, so that's the best feeling in the world. But yeah, that's the summary of all the weeks. Like I said, let me know if you want to know anything else, and thanks for watching. Bye.